One of my interests in the world is kind of like the global economy, how it's doing. It doesn't seem to be doing very well in the world. It seems to have issues with austerity, Iranian oil in the world, which has replaced American oil. I think there's issues of winter fuel allowance as well, and various other hardships. I think the global economy has destabilized. It doesn't have much liquidity. It seems to have dried up. So I think that we have that issue in the world, something to do with the global economy. And I think this primarily stems from the banking crisis of Europe and America. I think we had the banking crisis about 15 years ago when Gordon Brown became Prime Minister of Great Britain. I think he nationalised 2 banks, which is unprecedented. I think nobody has nationalised private banks before, but I think Gordon Brown, with his fuzzy logic, with his kind of eccentricity, has kind of decided to nationalise 2 very large banks with £750 billion of government money. I think he got it from the Treasury or something, but I think he nationalised, that's almost £1 trillion. So I think he nationalised 2 big banks with almost £1 trillion, and that has kind of liquidated Great Britain for the sake of 2 banks. And if you look at the financial impact that this has caused in the world, it's kind of created tremors where banks have kind of not realised what's happened, but they feel that something significant has happened. And I think that significance is the nationalisation of 2 banks. I think it was Lloyd's that was nationalised, and one other bank, I don't know what the other bank was. But Gordon Brown did make this decision, and it created a banking crisis because banks are not supposed to be nationalised. So I think that was the trigger of the banking crisis. And I think we've had 3 banking crises. We kind of had the European one, the American one, and maybe another European one. And I think each banking crisis has cost something like $1 trillion each. So that's something like $3 trillion that of a depression with a banking crisis. So it's $3 trillion of a depression with a banking crisis, and that has had kind of an effect with economies where it's dried up the money supply in economies, so businesses don't have money, industry doesn't have money, economies don't have money, finance doesn't have money, banks don't have money, and maybe governments don't have much money. So I think that there is an issue with nationalising, a kind of a precedence with nationalising banks. Other countries could be aware of this precedence of nationalising banks, and they could follow suit as well. So I think Gordon Brown is quite ambitious with his socialist agenda, and he has an interest in nationalising banks, and other countries could be perhaps more impressionable. Other countries could be impressionable as well, and they could think it's a good idea, and they could follow suit and nationalise banks as well. So we have an unprecedented situation with very large banks in the world that could kind of be nationalised, and that this could create kind of financial tremors and banking crisis. And I think this is creating some kind of a massive shift of financial availability from the west to the east, and it is an issue of concern. I think the nationalising and the nationalisation of banks could be causing a banking crisis, and this could be a concern for the global economy. Thank you.